My name is Dean Bartram. Oops, that's not long enough, is it? I would like to, I'll start off with a quick intro, a quick bio, because I've got a lot of material to get through in the limited time that I've got, so we'll kick off there. I spent my early childhood years being raised in Millbrook Towers on Millbrook Estate, Southampton. I was then moved with my family to Basingstoke, where I went through my teenage and adolescent years there. I returned to Southampton circa 25 years old and later attended Southampton University, where I qualified as an electronics engineer. I produced a son along the way with Penny, and yeah, okay. Unlike David Cameron, I've had a broad spectrum of work experience. I've done a lot of high-level contract work for major electronic companies. I've seen the inner devious workings of the corporate boardroom, and on another occasion, I have been on the end of the devious workings of the corporate boardroom. I've also worked as a truck driver and as a city taxi driver. I got involved with politics when I saw what was happening to the people around me. They were becoming impoverished, and I wanted to know why. Wage deflation, stagflation has conspired to crush the standard of living of the people in the inner cities. Not only a transfer of wealth from the richest to the poorest, but they've also managed to narrow the once broader-based middle classes. The United Kingdom Independence Party is riding the crest of a wave of popular support across the social spectrum. I will endeavour to engender further support and votes as your PCC. We know this election is going to be, how this election is going to be fought. The Lib Lab Con is not going to gain support by selling itself to the public, because they have nothing to sell. They are going to do it by trying to eliminate the competition, and they're going to do that by deceiving the public or outright lying to them, as they did in the 2014 local elections. They have the media on their side, but we have a more powerful force. We have the truth. I want to look for a moment at the leaders of the two main parties. Ed Miliband was selected by block votes from the Unison and the Unite trade unions. These two trade unions are the main financiers of the now British Labour Party. David Cameron's Conservative Party is primarily financed by RK Management. RK Management is a hedge fund. The only job he's had was as a PR executive, which was arranged for him through family and business ties. He had no experience for such a job. He was put into the Conservative Research Department and linked to his prime ministerial role. He's from the Eton Class banking fraternity, as is George Osborne. George Osborne was a school friend of Nathaniel Rothschild. He has been put there to protect the interests of the banking industry, and that is what they wanted. The people are only getting to vote for those that have been pre-selected for them. David Cameron jokes, if you go to bed with UKIP, you wake up with Labour. We have already replied to that line, but I would like to add, if you vote Labour, you'll go to bed with Unison. And if you vote Conservative, you'll go to bed with a hedge fund. I kid you not, what have they done to the people of this country? If you vote UKIP, you will in the very least wake up to a democracy. They are trying to tell the public that if they vote Conservative, they will have an in-out referendum in 2017 when David Cameron has renegotiated with the European Union over immigration. Jean-Claude Juncker, the President of the European Commission, has already said the free movement of people within the European Union is a right under the Treaty of Rome. It is not up for negotiation. To Mr. Cameron, it does not matter what the people want. He will do what his financiers tell him to do, and they know that, and that is why they have put him there. On almost every policy, these people are guilty of negligence. Our electricity generating industry has shrunk to a generating capacity of 2% over demand. If there is a cold winter this year, it is very likely that not only will the lights go out, but the heating will go off as well. Our foreign policy is a disaster. The US hijacked the European Union's European neighbourhood policy with tens of billions of dollars, and the American Janet Yellen's tried to use the European Union to fight a conflict with the former Soviet Union. And these people nearly let it happen. Oil-rich Middle Eastern countries financed a proxy war on Syria. And the people that were armed and financed are now threatening to bite the people that armed them and financed them. And their solution to the problem is to now finance another group and to arm another group and to send them into the mayhem to fight not only ISIS, but President al-Assad's Syrian army as well. These people have got to be insane. The TTIP trade agreement, currently under negotiation between the European Union and the United States, threatens to force us to accept genetically modified food. And corporations will have the right to sue sovereign powers should a policy change unexpectedly change their rights to the profits that they were expecting. You couldn't make this up. As if handing our sovereign powers to the European Union was not enough, it now seems the European Union will hand them over to the corporations. Could it possibly get any worse? These are only some of the issues that the people want us to fight both for and against. On local issues, we are not whipped like the whiplash boys of the Bullingdon Boys Club, and you all know what I'm talking about. We are going to fight our corner locally too. If the public wants better services, more policing and capital investment in council assets for the same money they pay now, they have to spend the money on services, on policing and structural investment, instead of gender equality courses, promoting their latest political leftist view, or the daftest darling of the month course. You wouldn't run a private company like that, and we are not going to let them get away with it anymore. I will bring my speech to a close. Remember, we UKIP are the People's Army. We are going to go out there and tell the electorate the truth. Once they know the truth, and once they see the truth will set them free. They will vote UKIP. Thank you very much.